Let me ask you something. Why do some people walk into new situations like they've got zero to fear, while others get stuck in their head before they even start? It's not confidence, it's not natural talent, it's how they respond to fear. You see, most people run from it. They avoid the awkward moments, the tough conversations, the risks that might make them look stupid. But not you, not after today. Because by the time this video is over, you're going to know how to face fear head on and actually become stronger because of it. You'll stop avoiding discomfort, stop waiting to feel ready, and start doing the things that make you confident. If you're ready for that, let's get into it. I used to think confidence was something people were born with, like some kind of genetic gift. You either had it or you didn't, and I definitely didn't. I was the guy at parties pretending to text just so I didn't have to talk to anyone. I was the guy who rehearsed how to introduce myself in a group over and over, and then didn't say anything at all because the timing never felt right. But here's what I've realized over time. Confidence isn't the absence of fear. It's the decision to keep moving even when fear is there. It's not about feeling ready. It's about getting comfortable not being ready and showing up anyway. Because here's the thing, I started to notice, and maybe you've seen it too, most people wait. They wait to feel brave. They wait to be fully prepared. They wait until the fear goes away. But fear doesn't disappear on its own, and waiting doesn't build anything. And that hit me hard during a group coaching call a while back. There were maybe 30 people on Zoom. Some people had their cameras off. Most looked like they had their lives way more together than I did. I wanted to say something. I had a thought, a real one, but I just sat there, frozen, because suddenly I wasn't a grown adult anymore. I was that awkward teenager again, afraid I'd say something stupid in front of the class. My heart was pounding, and I was already rehearsing how I would have said it, if I had said it. And then I saw the sentence in bold right there on the coach's shared screen. If you speak up, you might be dumb for a minute. If you don't, you'll be dumb for life. It hit me like a punch to the ego, in the best way. So I unmuted, voice shaky, said what I had to say, and guess what? Nobody laughed. Nobody judged me. A few people even nodded. The coach thanked me, and I sat back and realized this was the moment. The moment most people miss. That's it. That's the whole game. Most of the things we avoid aren't even dangerous. They're just uncomfortable. And we treat discomfort like it's a brick wall, when in reality it's just fog. Step into it and you realize, oh, I'm still here. Here's what else I've noticed. We love to overthink this stuff. We binge self-help books. We look for hacks and formulas and 10-step plans, hoping we can think our way into bravery. But confidence doesn't live in your head. It lives in your reps. Overthinking usually leads to procrastination, and procrastination becomes perfectionism's best friend. The longer you wait, the higher the bar gets in your mind, and suddenly a simple conversation feels like a TED Talk audition. It's simpler than that. Uncomfortable doesn't equal unsafe, scary doesn't equal bad, and awkward doesn't equal failure. And if you've ever felt awkward or like you're somehow behind in life, or like your presence is a burden, yeah, I've been there. Especially in social situations, especially in dating. I've been the guy who rehearsed a text 12 times and then deleted it. I've been the guy who avoided eye contact so I don't have to say hi. I've been the guy who felt like the quietest person in the room full of loud, shiny people. But here's the truth. The most magnetic people you meet, they're not fearless. They've just stopped letting fear make their decisions for them. So I made myself a rule, and it changed everything. If something scares me, but it won't actually harm me, I have to do it. Simple as that. Fear became my compass. If I felt that little flutter in my chest, that was my sign. That was the direction. It's not about being reckless. It's about not being ruled by the avoidance reflex. Because every time I chose discomfort, I got stronger. Here's the science behind it, just in case your brain likes backup. There's something called exposure therapy. Basically, you face a fear in small doses until it loses power over you. You're not getting braver, you're getting bored. Your brain rewires through neuroplasticity, which is just a fancy way of saying do it enough times and your brain stops panicking. I tested this in real life. I once asked for ketchup at a super fancy restaurant and whispered it like it was illegal. The waiter didn't care. I got my ketchup. I complimented a stranger's outfit and instantly regretted it. She smiled, said, "Thank you," carried on. I waved at a neighbor I've lived next to for years, but never spoken to. He waved back. Boom. Social milestone. These things feel massive in your head, but outside your head, they're just life. The more I followed this rule, the less I needed to think about it. Fear showed up? Cool, that means we're in the right place. I stopped trying to feel ready. I just started moving. And the more I moved, the more I trusted myself. Not because I always nailed it, but because I survived the awkwardness. And that's the win. Confidence isn't about knowing you'll get it right. It's knowing you can handle it even if you don't. And all of this kind of came full circle when my best friend asked me to speak at his wedding. Now, I'm not a public speaker. I'm not the get up and charm a crowd kind of guy. And this wasn't a casual toast in someone's backyard. This was a real venue, real people, a microphone, his entire family, her entire family. And me? My brain's first instinct? Nope. Say you've got laryngitis. But that little fear notch showed up, and I remembered the rule, so I said yes. I spent days worrying about what to say. What if I rambled? What if I said something inappropriate? What if I cried, or worse, made them cry? But when the moment came, I stood up, my hands were shaking, but I told a real story about friendship, about loyalty, and about that one time he tried to make banana pancakes and nearly burned down our flat. People laughed. A few people got teary. When I sat down, someone I'd never met before told me that was the most real thing I've heard all night. And that's when it hit me. I didn't feel confident because I was fearless. I felt confident because I faced it and did it anyway. So, if you're waiting to feel ready, you'll be waiting forever. Confidence doesn't come first, it comes after. After the shaky voice, after the awkward silence, after the try. Real confidence is built in discomfort, in the reps, in the cringe, in the stumbles. You don't have to be amazing. You just have to show up scared and keep showing up. Because every time you do, you're becoming the kind of person who can handle more life. And that's who confident people really are. Not the loudest, not the flashiest. Just the ones who've gotten comfortable being uncomfortable. If this helped you feel even a little braver, hit subscribe. More awkward moments, mindset shifts, and emotional roller coasters are coming your way. And remember, confidence doesn't come before action. It comes after you've done it afraid. Again and again.